Stadium, Grenada, Dream11 Spice T10 tournament. We are now down to match number 23 in this very interesting and keen competitive tournament. And we greet you with really very good condition. The sun is shining brightly, and you're already and set to go for match number 23, Saffron Strikers versus Cinnamon Pacers. Just before we begin, we take you down to Kerry on the grounds with both captains for the toss.
Welcome to the toss for match number 23 in the Dream11 Spice T10 tournament. It is a big matchup, a top of the table clash between Saffron Strikers and Cinnamon Pacers. The scenario from this match, whoever wins can guarantee themselves a spot in semi-final round of the tournament. We have the match referee here with us, Mr. Carl Felix, our two captains, Mike and Ryan John, and the third umpire for today's match, Mr. John Mack. Mr. Match referee, over to you. Call is a head, it's a tail. Cinnamon Pacers and Mike and Ryan have won the toss. Micah, coming in today from a good performance yesterday. You guys did well, winning the toss. What's the decision?
We're gonna have a bowl first.
You seem to your strategy is to bowl first. What you think might be a good total you can restrict them to that you can chase comfortably later on?
Anyway, between 95 and 110, I think our batters will be comfortable with that.
All right. Just to reflect yesterday again, back in winners row after Saturday's washed out. Guys feeling how the guys feeling in the camp this morning?
Well, everyone is pumped up, and because today is a very crucial match, I think everyone will come in here and play hard cricket and see if we can come out victorious.
Top of the table clash. The winner of this match guarantees himself a spot in the semi-final. I guess there is all to play for in this one.
Of course, as I tell the guys, each game is a final. So we're going to today and play this one as another final.
All right, well, Michael, we want to congratulate you guys for your performance so far in the tournament and all the best for today and the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
All right, we're here with Ryan John. Ryan, first of all, we must have a word on yesterday's performance. Clinical performance from you guys, chasing down the highest total in the tournament to win, and with 11 balls to spare. The mood must be really pumped in the dressing room.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much. As I said earlier, our team is pretty balanced and we back ourselves whatever the situation is. So really grateful that we did that yesterday.
Now you asked to bat first today. Good wickets have we seen from the first match. Not much runs scored, but from history here, maybe a little bit more assistance in it for the bowlers. What's the total you think would be a good one you can defend later on?
Just about 120 would be good, and we're backing ourselves to defend that as well.
All right, at top of the table clash, you win that, you can basically guarantee yourself a place in the semi-finals. I'm sure the guys are pumped up and ready for this one.
Yes, definitely. As the earlier captain said, every game should be played as a final, and I agree with that. So we'll do the same as well.
All right, Ryan, we want to say congratulations to you guys so far in the tournament and all the best for the rest of it.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, so the news from the middle to recap. Cinnamon Pacers have won the toss and they have sent in Saffron Strikers to bat.
So Cinnamon Pacers won the toss and asked Saffron Strikers to take first knock. The clash of the top of the table, and we expect really a keen contest in this encounter. We know we'll just look at the teams for today's match. Cinnamon Pacers, Mike and Narayan captain, Alec Altenas, Heron Campbell, Chad Charles, Javed Hazard, Nico B. John in, Levon Lewis, Ken Maturin, Kenroy Peters, Javel St. Paul, and Will Williams. Saffron Strikers, Ryan John, Kem Charles, Kendall George, Michael Joseph, Lyndon Lawrence, Sherman Lewis, Alex Moses, John Olive, Jensen Phillip, Nikosi St. Laurie Williams. Pretty strong teams by both of these teams. Cinnamon Pacers we know is now on 7 points and will be looking for another 2. 9 points actually. Saffron Strikers also top the table on 9 points, and really would be really shaping up to be a really keen contest.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it'll be an exciting game of cricket because the top of the table clash where you're going to see any team that wins will definitely give a spot in the semi-finals.
Yes, at 9 points each with just 2 more games to play. They will each of the teams will certainly want to book the spot in the semi-finals.
Yeah, after both teams are playing rather well cricket, they're coming from victories. We had two wonderful games there yesterday from both teams, and we're looking for again very exciting cricket by Saffron Strikers and the Cinnamon Pacers.
Yes, we just about getting ready. The umpires is just about to make their way out. But again, we have seen the first encounter today. We see Nutmeg Warriors really going down in a big way, uh, losing this morning. Again, probably a little disappointing. We look at the players of Nutmeg Warriors. The performance really one of the expected that that's one of the teams that really would have been pushing to the forefront.
Yeah, they had a settled squad, a very experienced squad, but again, it's a game of cricket. So the game is played out on the field, and they had some poor performances. Hence, the reason they're actually in the bottom of the table.
Yeah, as we look at both teams, we look at Cinnamon Pacers. The batting, obviously, of Alec Atenas would be crucial in terms of the performance of that team. Heron Campbell also have been doing very well in terms of opening the batting. He has really had some pretty good stats.
Yeah, I think I would say that's the opening pair of the tournament. Both bats, Atenes and Campbell, actually do it good, putting on some good partnership, and we expect greater things from them coming on.
So Ryan John, who leads the Saffron Strikers, and he had a good inning yesterday in that game. I think when we all felt that Nutmeg Warriors was fully on top, I think he came in as captain and played a very good inning. But Michael Joseph um, from the Sister Isle, Carriacou, really has been dominant in the tournament so far. He had really played some very good innings. He got 35 yesterday, and I think he started the process, of the Saffron Strikers really coming back and did play another really good inning yesterday.
Yeah, I think he's actually the surprise package of the tournament. He played some very good cameos, and hence the reason why you see Saffron Strikers actually on top of the table.
Well, the umpires are making their way out. Rupert Holas, and we also have Anderson Matheson, and he's also from the Sister Isle of Carriacou,
Okay.
and they will officiate in this game. So the conditions really good condition despite the rain we had 2 days, but we must say that the field looking in splendid condition. We
Yeah,
expect that the wicket going to play even better in the second encounter.
yeah. Again, we must say kudos to the ground staff for preparing such a wonderful wicket where there's good even content between bat and ball. And you can see after the showers over the past few days, the field actually maintained the pace and the ball is traveling fast across the field.
Yeah, you're right. The ball is really traveling fast across the surface, and despite the 10-10 game, you still see that the bowlers can get something out of this track if they bend their back. We have seen the bowling of Pascal this morning in particular. Really have been able to swing the ball, and really you have seen that his experience really show for this morning. He really swung that ball really well.
Yeah, we must say kudos to Pascal. He actually ran back the years we had this 10 years ago when he was bowling that extreme piece and swinging the ball. It was a very good opening over there by Nilan Pascal.
Yeah, he swings the ball and does still have a bit of pace. One remembers, bowling to Sim Atenes in the first encounter, and that first over was a really quick one. One remembers Atenes really having to duck and weave, and still in that set over, he was really hit him down to backward square for probably one of the biggest sixes in the tournament.
Yeah, we call it the shot of the tournament, I would see. That day was a very good innings by Atenes, and he played the ball from the middle, and I got a big six there.
Well, in the first encounter, Atenes got 78, so certainly he have a liking for that attack.
Yeah.
And would hope that he doesn't have to make so much today because they are now feeling first. They batted first encounter, and the Cinnamon Pacers got up to 121 for one, and he got 78. Campbell got 30, and 111 for seven was scored by Saffron Strikers. Now we are about to start. Linda Lawrence is going to face the first delivery, and Ronald Williams from this end outside the off stump. He's flashing, made no contact, and signal wide uh, by the umpire. umpire Anderson Matheson
Yeah.
from this northern end. Rupert Holders at square leg. Short third man backward point cover. Extra cover on the offside. Williams up to the wicket, both to Lawrence. Lawrence again is flashing outside the off stump. Good delivery. Lifting and it's leaving the right-handed batsman. He's looking for the back foot shot. Good link. Nice link and the line outside the off stump. Williams not very big, but ball pretty easy up to the ball. Lawrence pushes to cover. Again, straight to the captain Narayan.
Yeah, you can see good bowling there by Williams, actually getting a little bit of swing with the new ball, and very watchful there by Lyndon Lawrence.
Leg side field. Long on, mid on is coming from just to collect the helmet there at Atenes. See station at mid on. There's a mid wicket on the boundary. Straightish mid wicket on the boundary. Backward square and a short fine leg. These two fielders pretty close. Short fine and the backward square. Williams up to the wicket, both to Lawrence. Lawrence is driving well down to long off. Peters comes around. So one Lawrence off the mark and just a little bit of fumble there with the keeper. No damage done. It's 2 without loss.
And we win over number one. Very sedated start so far by both teams.
Yeah, very cautious. Lawrence, who didn't last long, I think went with the first ball the previous game. St. Clair is driving again outside the off stump, no contact. Again, his line has been very good, just outside that off stump. Just one delivery was wide, which was signaled wide by the umpire. But so far, he has kept his line, very good line.
Yeah, good bowling there by the small, talented Roy Williams.
He's up to the wicket once again to bowl to St. Clair. He's coming forward and push again straight between two covers. He's going to pick up 2 runs there. As the captain around there just goes over the boundary for 4. He really timed that ball a lot better than we really expected, because he just pushed it. Look at it, just pushed it and placed it neatly between both fielders. Narayan kind of moving off a bit late there, probably leaving it for the cover. So between the cover and the extra cover, and goes down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, it was a very well timed shot there by St. Clair. He leaned forward and actually carries it between covers for 4 runs.
6. As Williams once again is up to the wicket to bowl to St. Clair. This is full to the bat, hit very firmly to cover. The fielder didn't feel cleanly. There was always a single on there, ball traveling really quickly. So one more at the end of the first over, 7 without loss. Saffron strikers being sent into bat after losing the toss.
Yeah, I think both teams will be happy with the start. No sad strikers did not lose any wicket, and Roy Williams bowled a very good over there, 7 runs from it. But all in all, we had a watchful start by both batsmen, but we're in for a treat here.
Yeah, one aspect that both teams will be pretty cautious about this particular game. They are aware they are at the top of the table, and this is an important game that will send one of these teams into the semi-finals. And we see Lawrence starting very cautious.
Yeah, and I know both teams want to actually book the spot in the semi-finals, and that will be definitely very motivational for the both teams. And whoever get there first will definitely have a lot of confidence.
So St. Paul's going to pick up the attack from that southern end. Nicosi St. Clair, he's on 5. 7 without loss after the first over. And St. Paul is bowling to short third man, backward point cover, extra cover, long off. He's up to the wicket and bowled. And this one just turns round the corner, and the short fine leg moved to his left. So that's one more. 8 without loss. And Lawrence comes into strike. He's on one. Outside, sun just being hidden a bit by the cloud.
Well, it's beautiful condition here at the National Stadium, and we have a beautiful pitch there, and the batters will be rather happy, evenly bounced, and we can see again exciting cricket.
So Lawrence prepares a face. St. Paul see up to the wicket, both to Lawrence. Again, slow delivery. Well bowled there by St. Paul. Really disguised there. Lawrence was coming on the front foot, maybe looking for a more aggressive shot, and I have to adjust and push it in front of him on the onside.
Yeah, so this guy is a nice slow delivery by St. Paul. I think, and again, you can see Lawrence is rather watchful at the start of his innings.
Yeah, very watchful. Lyndon Lawrence as he faces St. Paul. Pitch up again. Gain variation, coming forward there and actually having to wait on it, turn it to short backward square. And the short fine leg moved to his left. Again, good bowling.
Yeah, wonderful bowling there again by St. Paul. And very good start to the over, halfway through the over, and I'm just going for 2 runs. I mean, got to continue strong.
Scintilla. Short delivery again. That short backward square comes into play. That short third man, which is pretty short fine leg, which is really square. And he moves on quickly. Again, no pace on the delivery. The batsman are having to do all the work and not getting much power on that delivery. And just going out on the onside. St. Paul once again, pitch up again, another good delivery. And the batsman have reaching for it and have to wait, as this one just seemed to leave the right-handed batsman a bit.
Yeah, it seems to be the slow off cutter, and that goes away from the batsman. And I know St. Paul have bowled a beautiful over so far. Let's hope he can continue and finish this over.
Well, he only went for 2 in 5 deliveries, and he would want to finish strong as he after the wicket to bowl the centre, and a short delivery and getting some bunk, some lift there, and he was able to push it down on the onside. They end up a very good over by Javel St. Paul, just conceded 2 runs.
Yeah, very good over there by St. Paul. I actually would say a magnificent over there. The captain will be, and the team players will be happy with such a wonderful over.
Yeah, quiet start, 2 overs, 9 without loss. St. Louis 6 from 7 deliveries. Lawrence 2 from 5 deliveries. Pretty much unlike Lawrence, the way that he plays, but we see that he's really cautious. We're really looking to build an inning.
Yeah, Peters seems to be the new bowler coming in from the other end.
Peters, one of the slow bowlers who would have certainly pick up some wickets. He's going to bowl from this northern end. Right over the wicket, bowl to Lawrence, full toss. Lawrence swings and hit it over backward square for 6. Beautiful shot, bad delivery, and really given the treatment as we swung lustily and hit it out way over that backward square boundary for 6.
Yeah, it was a slow delivery outside the leg stump, and Lawrence went down on his feet and leaned that straight over backward square for 6 runs.
6, number 224. Maybe that probably going to break the shackles a little bit. It's 15 without loss into the 3rd over. Lawrence moved to 8 for this delivery. Another full toss hit over long on, and this would go, let's see, just clear, yes, over the boundary for another 6. Tossed up, and he just came forward and hit it easily over long on, and it went sailing over the boundary for 6.
There's another full delivery in the slot, and Lawrence, once in the slot, Lawrence is a very powerful player, and hit that over long off for a huge 6 down the ground. 2 consecutive 6.
So is it the start of things? 21 without loss, and this was short outside the off stump, hit through the covers for 4 more. Lovely shot, bad delivery, and really given the treatment. Pick the gap Just hit it all along the ground, and it went down to the boundary for 4.
It,
Another good shot by Lawrence.
yeah, it was shot and wide outside off stump, and Lawrence is in a no nonsense mood at the moment, and he actually cut that ball to the vacant square for 4 runs.
25 without loss, and this over really just 16 runs with 3 deliveries. And could it be the over that would turn things around? Peters. You have to take a ball to Lawrence, short out and hit that straight and dunk to the long on boundary for 4. Again, another bad delivery, short, and Lawrence give it the treatment, hitting it dunk to long on for 4.
Yeah, it was a very, very short delivery, and Lawrence had all the time to go on the back foot and hit that over long off for 4 runs. Wonderful shot there by Lawrence again.
Score quickly moves to 29. Lawrence taking 20 runs in that over. Peters goes around the wicket, both to Lawrence. Again, a full toss hit down to long on, and let's see, going to drop over the fence for another 6. Just clearing the long on fence there, and another full toss. Real bad delivery.
Yeah, full toss again by Peters, and Lawrence actually timed it well and just cleared the boundary for 6 runs. As we can see, 5 deliveries, 26 runs.
Well, he quickly goes to 28, 35 without loss. We into the 3rd over as Peters to Lawrence, short outside the off stump. He again not getting hold of it. This one goes down to long off. Williams comes off the boundary for 1 run. 36 it is. And Lawrence moves to 29, and that complete the
3rd over.
The 3rd over. 36 without loss.
Yeah, 36 without loss after 3 overs. Wonderful. We see 2 very good overs there by the cinnamon pieces, and then we had this wonderful batting display by Lyndon Lawrence, taking actually 27 runs from Kenroy Peters over, and bring up the run rate to actually 12 runs per over.
Yes, and he played good shots. I mean, there was good cricket shots. The shot through the covers. I really played it well, and the pull shot, and really have been a good over for the Saffron strikers. As the captain, Micah Narayan, going to pick it up from that southern end. So Peters 1 over for 27 runs. Narayan in his first over, and he's going to bowl to Lawrence. He's up to the wicket, bowl to Lawrence. Lawrence comes forward and push in front of him. Artenas comes in, so easy single. Narayan. Really, you'd want to pull back here, bowl a tight over.
And
probably be looking to pick up a wicket in this over.
Yeah, and he has been the pick of the bowlers for the pieces. When things get going hard, he comes in and takes a wicket.
He's up to the wicket, the ball to St. Clair. Short, and he's off the back foot, hitting it straight to cover. St. Paul coming in quickly. Narayan so far pick up 7 wickets in the tournament. Average of 11.57. So you'd want to break this partnership. He's up, another short delivery again. Centilere probably might be disappointed missing out on this one there, as he look to hit it down to backward point.
It was a short delivery. I think Centilere actually missed out there. I tried to hit the ball a little hard. It was short and wide, and maybe they're trying to hit the ball a little wide, hence he missed, and there was no run.
So score remained 37 without loss. We into the 4th over. Saffron striker has been asked to bat first. Narayan, another short delivery will be signaled wide. This is wide off the off stump, and again Centilere looking for the cut shot. This was a little wider. That's 38.
38 with a loss. As you can see, the batsman actually come meet in the middle, so that maybe the Lawrence is telling him that take your time and climb the ball so he can maximize his shots.
Narayan bustles in. Good delivery. Push on back to the bowler. Good length there. Good delivery. Again, just seem to be taking some pace off. And Centilere could do no more than to push it in front of him.
Something gotta give, Corny. Centilere is not comfortable outside there. Something gotta give. I think we aim for a treat right the next ball. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you that he's looking to do something. Narayan is off Centley. Again, he's flashing outside there off some no contact. The keeper standing up. Collects. Good over so far. Narayan just 2 runs in over. A run and a wide. 38 without loss.
And Centley is 6 runs from 11 deliveries. Not on Centley like, but very good bowling there by Narayan.
Hazard standing right up for this delivery. He's sitting there. Beautiful. This one, he get through the cover now. St. Paul's after it and just stopped it just before we reach down to the ropes, and the batsman come back for 2. Again, the timing wasn't there, but the placement was there, and he was able to pick up 2 runs, take the score under 40. And that concludes the first over bowl by Narayan. Only going for 4, so really have been a good over.
Yeah, very good over there by Narayan. And he had the batsman settling all sort of borders there. And after we saw the previous over going for 27, we have a nice one going for 4. So again, good comeback there by the experienced Michael Narayan.
Yeah, good comeback. We see that Centley looking to hit through the offside, played cut shots and missed. But Narayan is known to use a lot of variation in his bowling. The slow one and then the one that comes through quickly. Certainly have been a good over, just 4 runs. So 40 without loss after 4 overs. The power play ended 40. As Levan Lewis, right arm leg spinner, take it up from this northern end. And we bowl into Lawrence. Lawrence, 30 from 12 deliveries, 3 sixes and 2 fours. As we see, the mid wicket is going square, more square leg on the boundary. Short fine leg, a long on. Lewis, this is full to the bat and it swung down to over long on for 6. Again, bad delivery, and Lawrence hit it over long on for 6 and signal no ball by the umpire, and again it's for height.
It was a really poor delivery there by Lewis. First up, a loopy ball, and Lawrence did not play with it and hit for 6 runs.
47, and he's hitting this one down to long on. The Athena's on the long on boundary comes wrong, just a little fumble there, but the batsman settled for 1. So it's 48, and Lawrence goes to 37. And the importance of running the first round quickly. A little Centelay again is looking to swing across it, and again it goes back to the point in terms of hitting straight.
Yeah, it's a slow ball, and trying to hit across the line. Leg spinner going against the spin.
Lewis to Centelay again, pitch up, hit down to long on, over long on. And Athenas could only stand and look at this one go over his head for yet another 6. Brings up the 50 in 30 deliveries, 18 minutes, 3 fours and 5 sixes. Really have been an impressive start. 54 without loss. Over number 5. Lewis. Another full. This is going to go for 4 wides. Full toss again. Really down the leg side. And then it goes down to the boundary for 4 wides. Another bad delivery by Lewis. Really, have been a difficult over for Lewis. Again, the leg spinner really wide off very wide. And the field that short fine leg had no chance.
Yeah, again, I think the ball trying to look for a little bit pace there on his leg spin and had the rid off.
59. Short delivery. Hit to with this one goes over long off for 6. Another short delivery. And the batsman Centelay just lifted it over long off. And long off fielder just had to stand and look at it go by his head for 6 more.
Yeah, that's pretty sharp. Another short delivery outside the wide outside off stump, and Centelay actually motored that over the boundary for 6 runs.
So Lewis goes for 25 in 4 deliveries, and the score race up to 65 in the 5th over. Centelay 20 from 15. The face another delivery from Lewis, another full toss, and where does this one go? Down to mid wicket and just drop 1 bounce in front of the fielder, which really probably move off St. Paul, moving off the boundary pretty slowly there. A single.
was another full delivery, and but I guess much. I think the fielder misjudged that ball there. It could have been a catch for Lewis.
Yeah, he did come off the boundary rather slowly. Expensive over 26 so far. Just one delivery to go. Lawrence faces Lewis. Pitch up. He's hitting again. This one straight down to long off. Again, and Ambles single. So that completes over number 5. Saffron Strikers 67 without loss. And then right after a few words from Ian, Stevenson Warm going to take it up from this end.
Yeah, again we can see a very good start there, very good over there by for the Saffron Strikers. So at the end of 5 overs, 67 without loss. A very good start at a run rate of 13.40, and there we see 2 very expensive by the spinners. And I say good afternoon to you, Stevenson Warm.
Well, they're really galloping along. They're at a breakneck, frenetic speed, 67 without loss. As Charles will be preparing to move in to bowl to Lawrence. 5 overs gone. The run rate 13.40. That's big. And don't forget they started off rather slowly.
Yeah, very much.
After 2 overs, I think there were was it about 9 thereabout? Delivery that is hit down to the long on area, and that's dropped. They will come back for the second run.
Yeah.
Well, almost a comedy of errors. That went down to the long on area, and it really should have been taken.
Yeah.
Drop 69 without loss. So here once more is Charles, and will be moving in now, and bowls outside the off stump, looking to cut that down behind point. The ball keeping much lower than anticipated for Lawrence. He remains on 40. Ball going into the glove of the keeper. Here he is once more. Charles in, goes to Lawrence outside the off stump, looking to cut, and he might have just gotten a nick onto that one. The keeper doesn't seem to be very happy at all, so it might well be interesting to see the replay there. Might have just gotten a nick onto it. Anyhow, here he is once more in. Charles bowls outside the off stump. Off the back foot is St. Hilaire. Cuts the ball down to Arsenes, feeling at backward point, and there is no run. If it had beat him to the left or to the right, it would have gone for 4. 70 without loss. As Charles once more from the far end in and bowls outside the off stump. He's off the back foot, is Nkosi St. Hilaire, and cuts the ball down to the deep position down at the sweeper. And St. Paul comes off the boundary, sends the return. Keeper having to move across to his right. They went for 1. Charles once more to bowl, this time to Lawrence. Lawrence, well, he doesn't bowl, and will have to go all his way back. So, great start here. Run rate right up to above 12. In now and bowls, and Lawrence is getting deep into the crease. Hits the ball out to extra cover, and Ryan moves across very quickly, stops the ball from passing him, and stopped it cleanly too, in fact grasped it. The over comes to an end. 6 overs gone, and with Lawrence 42, St. Hilaire 22. After 6 overs, Saffron Strikers, they're 72 without loss.
Well, in quite contrast to the team that batted first in the first game. The pair here now putting on a pretty good opening partnership, St. Hilaire and Lawrence. Lawrence didn't get going yesterday, I think he out in the first delivery, but he came today, settled himself, had a look at the wicket or the pitch, and got himself in, and is playing some excellent shots now.
Yeah, early up they just looked at the pace, and we did talk about that, Ali developed thing both on and off air, how important it is to assess situation very well. And in the early part of the innings, the ball will maybe move around a little bit, bounce a little bit. So here is a new over, bowled by Lewis. Well, he didn't bowl it. It's going in, and he probably wasn't quite happy with his running. We'll have to go back. Lewis moves in to bowl to Lawrence, who to this delivery is lifting that over the cover area. That's going to go all the way over extra cover for six. Sorry. Well, it was pitched up, and you could have seen his intent. He opened up the shoulders and just heaved it over extra cover, opened the face of the bat a bit, but already he had width, so he didn't have to do a whole lot of opening up the face of the bat, and that went over the extra cover area for six. He's gone to 48, edging to that 50 landmark. Here once more is Matherin, outside the awesome. Here's that in the air. I think the catch is going to be taken now. Narayan goes under it. The catch is taken. And so an enterprising innings of Lennon Lawrence comes to an end. There he goes, caught by Michael Narayan of the bowling of Ken Matherin. He's gone for 48. Saffron strikers. They've lost the first wicket for 78. As well, he has to go, Lawrence, but it was a very cavalier-like innings by the young man.
Yeah, good innings. He played a number of pretty attacking shots. He really got into the spin bowlers. However, this one a bit shorter and quicker, and he was trying to hit it high over extra cover. Didn't get the meat of the bat, maybe more the top half, and went up into the air, and a dolly catch for the man at straightish, maybe extra cover. Simple catch inside the circle and make it look very simple.
Well, out goes Lawrence. In comes Mikel Joseph to join St. Hilaire. They've gotten off to a great start. 78 for 1 as Matherin is in now and bowls, and Joseph is hitting that. That's the first delivery he faced, and he hit that over extra cover. That's a fine shot. It was pitched up right in the slot, and he came forward and just lifted it nicely, and it went over the boundary line. That's St. Hilaire, beg your pardon. And I think the batsman did cross, so he's gone to 28, and the total has moved on to 84 for 1. Here is a delivery, second one up, pulls down to the deep mid-wicket area. They've gone for 1. They won't come back for the second. Yes, no, start, stop. Then decided against it in the end, maybe quite wisely too, as the return came into the bowler's end. So just a 1 run. The fielder there is was St. Paul coming in very quickly, then bobbled it a little bit, redeemed himself, restricted the batsman to only 1. Here once more is Matherin in now and bowls to Mikel Joseph, who is off the back foot and hits that back to the bowler. That may have jumped just in front of him, but that was pretty close. He was looking to tuck that down to deep mid-wicket. Maybe got more of the on the edge. We've got the replay coming up, so we'll see what really happened. The leg spinner, and it came back to him and dropped just in front of him. Here's a delivery that he's looking to cut, too close to him, and is collected behind the stumps. So the over comes to an end. At the end of it, Joseph is yet to score. Nicosi St. Hilaire is 29, 85 for 1, 7 overs gone.
Yeah, Martin got 2 sixes in the over, but I think generally he bowled well. It was a good over. He came back pretty well, bowled the last 3 deliveries right on target. He went from over to around the wicket and trying to tuck up the batsman, which he did. And it scored 85 for 1 in 7 overs. I would say even Stevens at this stage, not Steven the commentator.
I would say, well, even Steven, but Saffron strikers will be happy that they're at 12.14. I think if you're going at 10, as we've been saying quite consistently in the commentary booth here, you should feel very happy to get beyond 100. So it's going to be Narayan with his second over, moves in now to bowl to St. Hilaire, who is hitting that in the air. That's going to go over the deep mid-wicket area. That's a huge hit. That's a fine shot. And after he played it, at least one of the hand was off the bat. Now let's look at it again. Lifted it nicely, and in the end the bottom hand came off the bat, but I think he had hit it so well before that even with the dislodging of the bottom hand, that really did not in any way dissuade the ball from going over the boundary line. 6 runs, he's gone to 35.
Great shot. Picked it up well. He did clear the boundary by a long way. And Narayan is a pretty tight bowler.
Narayan to bowl to St. Hilaire, who is coming forward, driving the ball past the diving hand there of Narayan on his follow through. The batsman had time to cross for 1. So 1 more to St. Hilaire. He's gone to 36. Brings Mikel Joseph into strike. He's yet to score. 92 for 1. Joseph taking his guard. It's going to be quite a taking, really, for Cinnamon Pacers to really get to the total, which from here looks as though it's going to be healthy. Narayan is in and bowls to Joseph. Joseph looking to clip that through mid-wicket. Ball might have just cannon into the pad. You see what the umpire would signal. Goes up on one leg, then taps it in a rather lovely manner. Something obviously he's been doing for quite some time, confirming that it's a leg by. 93 for 1.
Good balance by the umpire.
Oh yes, good balance. You got to be balanced. You wouldn't want to be awkward falling over when you stand on one leg. Here once more is Narayan, moves in now and bowls to St. Hilaire, who is coming forward and looking to turn it out on the offside. On the onside, they got to hurry, and in fact, he seemed to have given up, and the keeper in Hazard just missed at the non-striker's end. They got a single.
Yeah, he actually gave up on that one, realizing that he might not make it into the crease. Didn't really put that extra effort, but the keeper trying to didn't hit the stumps.
Yeah, he gave up. Narayan moves in now to bowl to Joseph, who is driving, peeling off the outside. Good diving stop there to the right of Arthanaeus. It was travelling very quickly. And if he didn't get down there in time, it would have gone down to the third man boundary for 4. But he moved across very quickly, covered about 10 yards to his right, knocked it down, restricted the batsman to 1. So Mikel Joseph is off the mark. He's gone to 1. 95 for 1 brings St. Hilaire, who is 36, into strike. Here once more is Narayan in now and bowls to St. Hilaire, who is hitting that down over extra cover. That's a glorious shot. Majestically struck over extra cover. And boy, the moment it left the bat, you knew it was going to be a boundary. It might have just dropped inside. Let's see it. Beautiful shot. And it dropped just inside. Went to the boundary for 4. So it's gone now to 99 for 1. And St. Hilaire has gone very quickly to 40.
Yeah, another good shot from St. Hilaire. Outside the off stump, pitched up a bit. And he hit it deliberately over extra cover. Because there's no extra cover fielder on the boundary. The boundary fielder is cover, and he hit it extra cover. So he had a bit of running to do, but never really had a chance. So a pretty safe shot, and a very good shot indeed.
Yes, his balance was good. The timing was exquisite. Hit the middle of the bat, maybe just about 5 inches from the base. The late Everton Week. So Everton Week called it the sweet spot and the best spot to really hit the ball from, just about 5 inches from the bottom. Here is Royal Williams with a no over. He's in now and bowls to Joseph. Joseph looking to swing that through mid-wicket. Doesn't make contact. Ball hits him on the pad, dribbles out on the onside, just behind him rather. And Hazard comes from behind the stumps rather quickly. Picks up. No run.
I wonder if St. Hilaire might be telling him there, well, let's play there and let's get a single because you have just come in and I am good nick.
Right. Here is once more Williams in now and bowls to Mikel Joseph, who is bowled him. Oh, it might well have been a slow ball. He was looking to play that with a bit of bottom hand, and it was the slow ball, no doubt about it. And he was playing too early. The off stump struck, the bail spattered all over the place, and so Mikel Joseph goes, bowled comprehensively by Royal Williams. He's gone for 1, and Saffron Strikers, they've lost another wicket. It's now 99 for 2 in the 9th over.
Good ball, very good ball from Williams. A slow one, pitch just about off stump and coming in as shade and just taking the off stump. So a good breakthrough, 99 for 2. in the 8th over. I think they will still want to push on based on what we have seen yesterday to 130, probably 135 and more.
Right, but they're nicely placed now at 99 for 2. Saffron strikers. Ryan John has come in. I think this is a good time for him to come in.
Yeah, but I think probably the opening stand they had probably could have come in before the previous batsman.
Yes, yes. And with just an over and 4 deliveries to go, he would have to begin to shoot one time
And
right
that-
away.
And yesterday he had a good innings and probably could have keep
Wi-
the momentum.
Williams in now and both around John, who is down the track, lifts that inside out down to the extra cover area. 4 runs. It was not really pitched up, but he's a tall man, you see, and he used his feet nicely, opened the blade, and he struck it over the infield and to the left of the long off fielder, who is feeling rather wide at long off, but even that he couldn't pull it off. Went into the boundary. 4 runs, so he's off the mark immediately. Ryan John, he's gone to 4. The 100 has come up. It's 103 for 2. Williams once more in now and bowls to John. John turns it nicely just behind square on the leg side. They've hustled for 1. They're coming back for the second. They've got to hurry. The return comes in, and the umpire says not out. Ooh, that must have been highly close indeed. I thought he was struggling. I thought he was in trouble. Now let's look at it. Turned it just behind square. They went for the first run. Now coming back for the second. The return came in, and what do you make of it, Ali? Oh, it's hard for us to see the bottom part of it. Ooh. Right. Yeah. Thought he was struggling from up here.
And the player that threw the ball was really annoyed.
Yeah, he was
that,
annoyed.
that he didn't get. And he's pretty square. So he was probably just on the side of the umpire and had a really good view.
Here's Williams in now and bowls to John outside the off stump, looking to cut. There's an appeal for cut behind gone. Well, they didn't really lose anything, maybe except a single outside the off stump, seeking to just back away and pull it and really hit it through the offside, and got a little nick onto it. And from the time he got the nick, the keeper went up. Hazard, in jubilation, knew this time that he was out. Ryan John goes, caught by Hazard behind the wicket of the bowling of Williams for 6. It's 105 for 3, 105 for 3, and well, should have been run out the previous delivery. He got 2, sorry, and the ball after was caught behind.
Well, it just cost them probably, as you said, 1 run. But again, good bowling from Williams. He kept the ball a bit wide. He got the protection on the offside and forcing Ryan to come down at him and trying to create something that wasn't there. He got a nickel and it was caught behind.
7 deliveries to go, 105 for 3. Kendall George now joins Nkosi Sintele in bright sunshine. He's just taken what seemed to be a middle stump guard. George looks around the field. He sees that there is a short third man, backward point, sweeper right back on the boundary, extra cover just on the edge of the circle and a long off. Here is Williams moving in now and bowls to George. George is lifting that over wideish long on. Athens goes around, takes a catch. Oh, so he is gone. George cut down on the long on boundary by Athens of the bowling of Williams. Well, he didn't score, and it's 105 for 4. They seem to be falling away a bit here, Ali.
Well, of course, there's not many deliveries left, so he was trying to take it a bit from outside. Again, he gave the bowler a lot of credit because he kept the ball on the off stump and wide, and he had to tug it around and didn't really get the full meat of the bat. That 5 inches that he spoke of, and maybe probably got it just about 2 inches from the bottom of the bat, and a good catch by Martinez.
Right, and won't be able to get a hat trick because his 2 overs have ended. That Williams got that last wicket at the end of his second over. So it will be Sherman Lewis coming out. Well, they'll have just a 1 over remaining to to bring this maybe to 115. Nicosi Saint-Hilaire is there, but he's on 40. And Lewis will be taking strike. Javel St. Paul will come in. Here he is now and bowls to Lewis. Lewis is lifting that over the infield. The catch is going to be taken at backward point. Gone. Well, he went for the big heave-ho. We could understand him going for it, but he really didn't connect well. The ball took the outer portion of the bat and peeled off, went behind point on the offside, and the catch is taken. So they're really falling away, falling apart here. Lewis goes, caught Levon Lewis of the bowling of St. Paul. He went without scoring. It's 105 for 5.
Hey, good bowling again. Keeping the ball up and keeping it just outside the off stump, forcing the batter to stretch, not getting the full leverage and the middle of the bat. This one again taking probably just the top half of the bat high into the air, and the man on the edge of the circle taking a very easy catch.
Yes, it was simple. It was easy like Sunday morning. Took an easy catch. We've seen a lot of catches go down, even simple ones. Well, it's going to be Saint-Hilaire. The batsman did cross, facing up to a delivery that he hits long, high and hard, gone, still going, falls down now. Really, that was a big hit. Maybe goes a good 90 yards. Got right under that one, Nicosi Saint-Hilaire, and lifted it high and handsome over wideish long on. 6 runs he gets. He's gone to 46. All the ones on the board. It's 111 for 5.
Surprisingly, we spoke of that a couple of times, that he is in, and so many of the batsmen still trying to score, right? Could give him the strike.
St. Paul's is in outside the off stump. Way but delivery. Wide called by the umpire. Saint-Hilaire couldn't reach that one. Back in the old-fashioned days, we used to call those kinds of delivery hiding. Yeah. Remember that, Ali?
Yeah, and there wasn't an extra delivery for you, so
no.
You would have gotten away with it.
You sure did. Turns again is Javel St. Paul. Will move in now, round the wicket, and he's there, and bowls and turns the ball just behind square. On the leg side is Saint-Hilaire. They've gone for one. They won't come back for the second. Just one would bring his total to 47. He'd really love to get a 50 here, Saint-Hilaire, and if he does, certainly will deserve it. John Olive comes into strike at 113 for 5 as St. Paul into his second over. He's got a good spell, 1 for 10 so far, turns and begins to move in now. Bowled, and Olive hits that. Oh my golly, that's going to go out of the ground. It does. Yes, that's 6 runs. Got elevation. It went high into the sky as if seeking to defy gravity. And then gravity prevailed in the end, pulled it down, but not before it went over the boundary line for 6 over deep mid wicket. Fine shot.
Yeah, of course, his first delivery, he really swung with all his might and connected it and cleared the field. Beautiful shot.
So he's gone to 6. It's 119 now for 5. 2 deliveries remaining. Williams wheels around and begins to move in. To bowl to John Olive. Gets a slower delivery outside the off stump. Looking maybe to hit that down to long on. Didn't make contact. Hazard collected behind the stumps and then ran up very quickly just in case the batsmen were thinking about a single or trying to take one. They weren't going to do that though. And it was a dot ball as Williams goes back. This is going to be the final delivery in this innings. Moves in now and bowls to Olive. Olive is tugging that behind square on the leg side. Now they hustle for one. I don't think they're going to come back for the second. They won't. The return comes in. It's a good flat one. So that completes the innings. Saffron strikers getting a pretty good total here. 120 for 5. And although in the latter stage of the innings they sort of fell away a bit, but I think, Ali, they could well be happy with this total that they've posted.
Yes, the conditions, not again that the wicket has anything in it to give much assistance to the bowling, but the bowler seems to be in the previous game sort of take a bit of control of the game, the bowlers, but this batting performance 120, I think they will feel very confident that if they bowl well, they're in with a great chance.
Yes, certainly. they won't be very happy, some of the batsmen, of course. Only two of the batsmen, the openers, in fact, got into the double figures. Lyndon Lawrence, who was caught Narayan of the bowling of Mathurin for 48, spent 26 minutes at the crease, but he was highly enterprising with two fours and five sixes in the process. Nkosi St-Hilaire, who came out not out, handled his bat, kept his bat right through the innings, carried his bat right through the innings for 47, 26 balls, and two fours, five sixes. But the rest of the batsmen, they were dismissing single digits. Well, Mikel Joseph was bowled by Williams for one. Ryan John was caught hazard, bowled Williams for six. Kendall George caught Athanaze of the bowling of Williams, and he went without scoring. George went without scoring, and Lewis, who was caught there by Levon Lewis of the bowling of St. Paul, he went without scoring, and then John Olive not out seven. So five batsmen not getting to the double digit, while Lyndon Lawrence and Nkosi St-Hilaire got into the 40s. I think both of them will be a little bit disappointed that they didn't get to the landmark of 50, but they helped to have a good total of 120 for five, the Saffron strikers. Now let's look at the bowling analysis. Ruel Williams, 2 overs, no maidens, 3 for 13. Javel St. Paul, 1 for 17 of 2. Kenroy Peters, very expensive, just a 1 over for 27, no wicket. Micah Narayan, as usual, good veteran. He's bowled with guile and subtlety. 2 overs, no maiden, none for 16. Levon Lewis, just a 1 over, but very expensive, none for 27. Chat Charles, 1 over for 5 runs, no wickets. And Ken Maturin, who picked up 1 for 13 of 1. So 120 for 5, with John Olive not out, 7, Nkosi St-Hilaire 47 at the close. Extras 11, they were 2 leg byes, 8 wides, and just a 1 no ball. And by and large, as we said a little early on, Saffron strikers will be rather pleased with a total of 120 for 5, Ali.
Yeah, 120, as we said, strikers scoring 120 on a wicket like that with a bowling attack. They will be pretty confident. The 100 mark, every now and then somebody gets over it, but that has sort of been the past score. So you always have some sort of confidence in you when you get to over 100, and 120 is a pretty good score.
Well, don't go too far away. Stick around a little bit. We're going to be back in a few minutes. And then when we come back, the Cinnamon Pacers, they will be batting.
Welcome back to the National Stadium, Grenada. Saffron Strikers 120 for 5. Really would be challenging score. Cinnamon Pieces will really want to overhaul this total. Just to remind you, the first encounter, Cinnamon Pieces batted first and scored 121 for 1. So we see now that they had to get up to that sort of score that they scored in the first encounter. And Saffron Strikers only ended up at 111 for 7. So we envisage a really keen contest here, Denoy, as we looked for the response of Cinnamon Pieces.
Yeah, very very competitive score there by the strikers. First up, I think so asking to bat first and scoring 120. That's a very good score. But nevertheless, I think we in for a wonderful chase. We have the two informed openers, as in Campbell and Atenes. Definitely we in for an exciting treat here.
Yes, it should be very exciting. Should be really, really competitive. The batting of Atenes is really key for Cinnamon Pieces. Likewise, Campbell. And they had good starts, good innings in the tournament. Atenes was let off very early in the last game. He was dropped at cover point and certainly made the team pay. It ended on undefeated 50. So really he has, in this tournament, he really would have played well.
But he's coming up against actually a good team, and we can say the best captain on the field so far in Ryan John. So we in for some good cricket.
Yeah, most definitely. As we see, Kem Charles going to pick it up from that southern end, and he'll bowl to Atenes as he's around the wicket. Bowl to Atenes for his delivery, which is played to mid wicket. Again, not time in there. Charles, who bowl, did have some good spells in the tournament. He's up to the bowl to Atenes, and this one is driven straight back past the bowler for 4. Pitched up and really give it a full treatment. He had the room and smashed it back past the bowler for 4.
Yeah, it was wide, but the batsman came forward and hit it between the umpire and the bowler for 4. And very good shot there by Atenes.
So he's off the mark with 4. Very confident shot. He continues to impress.
But as you can see, Crooney, I think the strikers have a definite plan against Atenes. They decided to bowl wide at him because see this field is set wide, you know. So definitely we in for a good one.
Charles to Atenes. This one is stroked. The short third man ball just went bouncing down that position. This Nicosi Centler fields. So one more, it's 5 without loss. The right-handed Campbell comes into strike. Atenes continue his good run. The leading run scorer at the average of 69.75, 279 runs, highs of 78 not out. So really 350 so far. As Campbell faces this one wide of the off stump. Again, ball just seemed to be going with the arm, even going further away.
Yeah, there's definitely a plan there.
As Charles wants out to Campbell. Campbell steered this one to backward points. And it went straight to the fielder. Again, no chance of a run. 6 without loss. Campbell not yet off the mark. Kendall George at that backward point position. As Kem Charles come to bowl to Campbell. Again, wide off the off stump. And we have seen Charles bowl wide as he begin to bowl. We have seen even in the last game he started to bowl a number of wide.
Yeah.
As John is just pulling that backward point a little squarer. This is full toss it down to long on, and long on fielder real past the long on fielder goes and down to the boundary for 4. One thought he really should have stopped that delivery, and he was pretty late in moving there.
It was a full delivery, as you can see, and powerful in there by Shaman Lewis on the middle of boundary. I think he actually dived for the ball. It was a mistimed dive there by Lewis, and considered 4 runs for his team.
Yeah, one would have expected Lewis being a senior player. See a better effort. As Kem Charles once again bowled to Campbell, and Campbell again is looking to play it somewhere down to cover, just coming off the bottom of the edge, and it just rolls out on the offside. He picked up another single at the end of the first over, 12 without loss.
Yeah, 12 without loss. That's exactly what they need to win if 12 runs per over. And another bad start there. Both teams should be happy at the end of first over.
Yeah, and that's the sort of rate, as you said there, should be aiming at. And sometimes it's just, you have to just proper cricket, common sense, you thinking. As you see the overs come down in terms of the amount of runs that you need to score. But the important thing, they have not lost a wicket. Campbell's on 5. Atenes is also on 5. Ryan John pick up the attack from this northern end. And you are seeing that he's very keen in terms of his field placement, what he's actually doing. There's a mid-on and a mid-off at the edge of the circle. Mid-wicket. Wide a square leg and a mid-wicket. Backward square leg. Short fine leg. Third man on the boundary. And we see the backward point also on the boundary. John over the wicket and bowl to Campbell. Campbell is driving down to mid-off. They're going for a quick run yet, but have the time. Campbell full toss there, not really getting hold of it. Just hit it down to mid-off, who just had moved quickly to his left. So Campbell pick up one more. He moves to 6. 13 without loss. Over number 2, John. Again, really paying attention to the position of his feelers. Just adjusting centre there. As he's going to come around the wicket to the left-handed Atenas. As he's up to the wicket now to bowl to Atenas for this delivery, pitch right up, and he plays it back to John. He will use his experience, and you can see very clearly his style, his intention is to keep it right up to Atenas, don't give him much room.
Yeah, as good both players players from Window against Volcano, and I guess much they know each other's strengths, and definitely you're on for a good battle here between Ryan and Atenas.
Yeah, John once again up to the wicket, bowl to Atenas, and again good delivery. Atenas looking to hit down to third man again, made no contact. I think that ball was through him rather quickly, as he was looking to pick that gap between the third man on the boundary and the backward point on the boundary. Went through to the keeper. 13 without loss. Very keen battle. Top of the table teams. This one again is right up, play down to mid-on. Good bowling by John. Really brought it right up. Atenas had no room, just come down on the delivery and push it down to mid-on. No run attempted.
Great bowling there by John. You can see 3 consecutively 3 dot balls, and actually he has a plan, and he's not going back to the back of his mark and just run and bowl, but there's definitely a plan in his bowling, which
is so important. You must have a plan and try to stick to your plan. He's up to the wicket, bowl and he's giving some room and smash through the covers for 4. Lovely shot, and this is the one that he gave him the room, even though it was up, but given and he really smashed it. That ball really raced across the backward point position for 4. Square cover.
Yeah, it was a nice ball, lean forward and square cover that ball for 4 runs. It's the race to the bullet, the boundary at the trace of bullet.
Good shot by Atenas, and we know that's one of his attributes in terms of how he times the ball, and that one really race off the surface. 17 without loss. Top shot. He moves to 9. That's John. Just giving him a bit of room there, and he took full advantage. John is up to wicket ball to Atenes. This time is full hit down to mid-off, and is caught at mid-off. What a catch again! Slow delivery. Atenes looking for that drive, and you could see him probably playing too early and hit it down to mid-off. And easy catch taken, and what a wicket. Atenes, they off the bowling of John, as we see the replay here, they're playing a bit too early, really, and hitting it down to mid-off, and they feel that they're taking a rather simple catch, and what a big wicket.
Yeah, very much so. Big wicket there for the Saffron striker. They said Ryan John seems to have a definite plan in bowling to Atenes, and at the end of the over, he's very successful in getting the biggest wicket so far.
So Olive taking that catch at mid-off, and in this game, it don't matter how good you have as a player, there are going to come a time when he would fail.
Yeah.
And this really is the only time that he would have fallen short of field, but really have played a splendid tournament so far.
Yeah, through the tournament, Atenes has played well, but this game, I think we must say kudos to again Saffron strikers coming up with a plan, a definite plan, and actually executing those plans very well.
Yeah, certainly agree with you. There is a definite plan in terms of their approach to the game, and this is something we probably don't always see with the team. Now we see Kem Charles hit down to long off against again giving the batsman room. The captain Micah Narayan coming in at the fall of the first wicket.
Yeah, and Micah Narayan is an experienced player, not so much for his batting, but he's actually a good striker of the ball, and we can see he actually going to come there to help his team.
He feels the first delivery, and this is hit and dunked over mid wicket for 6. A full toss, really given the full treatment by Narayan as he clear the mid wicket boundary rather easily for 6.
Yeah, it was a Christmas gift early up in June by Charles there, and Micah Narayan actually he dispatched it to the boundary for 6 runs.
Yeah, bad delivery by Kem Charles, and you could see the captain Ryan John having a firm talk with Kem Charles. Really was a bad delivery, and just picked up that vital wicket. And Narayan first delivery, a full toss, just swung over mid wicket for 6. 24 for 1.
Yeah, in T10, if you force ball in T10, you can get a nice full toss going on the legs. All you have to swing to the line and then hit it for 6. So very good give there for Mike and Narayan.
Kem Charles won for 19 in his second over. As he come over the wicket to bowl to Narayan. Short hit down the backward point. Good stop. Thereby seemed to be Kendall George. Made a good stop. The batsman pick up one more. 25. So Narayan quickly moves on to 7. 25 for 1 in the third over. Cinnamon Pacers need 121 for victory. Kem Charles. This one is driven firmly down to long off. Again, they ambulance another single. Campbell moves to 8. 26 for 1. And we'll be hoping captain's in from Micah Narayan, and for this delivery, he's looking to hit through the cover. It comes off, let's see, probably the keeper's glove. We'll wait and see the umpire signal. They run for 1, and it's a wide. So Charles continue to be guilty of bowling extra deliveries. I think he has so far bowled 3 wides.
He needs to finish his spell quietly. He needs to finish his spell there.
28 for 1. Another full toss and hit down to mid wicket for another 4. A bad delivery, and Campbell taking full advantage, just hitting it over mid wicket, and it goes down to the boundary for another 4. Again, we see Ryan John approaching Kem Charles once again, probably really disappointed with this over.
And it was another full delivery on the leg stump. It's like a free hit for these batsmen, and especially in T10.
So score goes to 32, and Kem Charles so far going for 27 in the over. He's up to the wicket to bowl. Campbell hitting it down to long off. One bounce to the fielder at long off. And that completes the spell. Kem Charles 2 overs, no maidens, 28 runs, no wickets. So after 3 overs, it's 32 for 1.
Yeah, 33 for 1 after 3. Not very. It's a bad start. 11 runs per over. And still Grenada 12.5 runs per over, 33 for 1. With the experience like Micah Narayan and Aaron Campbell, definitely I think the pieces will think they're in for a chance.
Yeah. Let's see who's going to continue from the southern end. Ryan John has so far bowled 1 over and take 1 for 5. And Laurie Williams.
Yeah, Laurie Williams, another good bowler in, coming for his 10th, 11th over of the tournament so far. Actually did well. Picked up 4 wickets and just 84 runs coming from his 10 overs. So very good bowling there so far throughout the tournament by Larry Williams.
Yeah, we didn't see him in the last game, and it really was wondering why he didn't bowl. But he's going to pick up the attack at this southern end, this northern end. And he would be bowling to Heron Campbell, who's on 13. Left arm around the wicket, bowl to Campbell. Campbell is hitting this one down to long on. Again, coming high off the bat. And went down to long on. So you pick up another single. That's 34 for 1 in the 4th over. And Pacers will a short delivery again, hit down to long on, and again easy single. And he wouldn't mind too much with the singles.
Yeah, singles doesn't do it for the Cinnamon Pacers at the moment. But very good bowling there so far by Larry Williams.
John Olive at long on. Another short delivery hit back past the bowler, and this is going to go down to the boundary for 4. Bad miss by Williams. There's a short delivery. And Campbell, if you hit it hard back, just bounce over his hand.
Yeah, it was a short delivery outside of stump, and he decided to go straight. Yet again, another batsman goes straight and got value for runs.
Yeah. With a mid-off just on the circle, as Williams, another short delivery hit straight down the ground for another 4 by Campbell. This hit on the onside, but short delivery, and you can see moving into it, and the long on being wide. He was able to hit it down to that position and goes down for another 4. Really, no danger in playing those shots.
Yeah, again, you can see another short delivery. I do think Larry Williams have the pace to be bowling short, and his strength is actually pitching up the ball and swing it just into the right-handed batsman.
Well, Brian John make another change. Now he comes to mid-on, and there is also a long on. And let's see as Williams. Short again. This one, John, it goes down to long on, and he gets another single. Good movement, good adjustment by John there. Putting himself in that mid-on just on the circle. The long on right back. Firmly struck by Campbell. Passing the mid-on fielder in John. John Olive on the boundary. 44 for 1. Williams to Narayan. Narayan swing this one down to mid-wicket. Goes 1 bounce down to mid-wicket. And his intention really is to be really positive. Is Captain Narayan.
Yeah, actually, he needs to be positive in T10, but actually chasing 121 for victory. And after the 4th over being completed, 45 for 1, and still recording another 12.67 runs per over. I think they have to be positive. They need to get at least 12 runs over. That is actually 2 runs every delivery. And we saw it yesterday happen with the strikers. She's in a huge total. Can we see it today from the Cinnamon Pacers?
Well, it's 76 needed from 36 deliveries. And 45 for 1. Really, it's still evenly placed at 45 for 1. As we saw yesterday's game, 33 going from 1 over. We had some big overs. As you see, Sherman Lewis, going to pick it up from that southern end. And really, the captain, Ryan John, really would depend on Lewis to give a good 2 overs.
Lewis had already been expensive so far in his 12 overs so far in the tournament. Over 180 something runs was good for him. But he actually picked up 6 wickets. Very good bowling there by Lewis.
Oh, he's up to the wicket, over the wicket now to force delivery outside the off stump, and Narayan looking for the big drive, made no contact. Good length delivery there, first delivery from Lewis. Score remains 45 for 1.
Yes, he's required another 76 runs of 35 deliveries. Lewis will be happy with the stat. Just length balls swing away from the batsman.
He's up to the wicket once again to bowl to Narayan for this delivery. Full to the bat, hit down to cover. Fielder come quickly off the boundary. So batsman pick up a single. Heron Campbell on 23 come back into strike. He has so far faced 12 deliveries. Hit 4 fours. So Campbell continue to impress on his comeback.
Yeah, so far Heron Campbell had a wonderful tournament so far.
He faces Sherman Lewis, and he's hitting down to long on. Where does this go? Over long on for 6. Good shot. I really picked this up really nicely and hit it over long on. The fielder on the long on boundary, just a bit straight. And this went to his right and just cleared the ropes for a really well-deserved 6 by Campbell.
It was a good shot, and actually what added insult to injury, actually was a no ball by Lewis. So he's free coming up for Heron Campbell.
And he continues to struggle. Overstepping. 53 for 1. And we are in the 5th over. Really exciting game ahead. Sherman Lewis is up to the bowler Campbell, and Campbell is driving firmly down to long off. He pick up a single. And we see now the ball is thrown to the umpire, and they just calling on the third umpire. Probably going to look to change the ball. Ball being hit down to that boundary, and probably hit somewhere on the pavilion steps. Probably seem to maybe have some little cut. But the ball will be changed. So 54 for 1, and in over number 5, and a good start by the Cinnamon Pacers.
Yeah, a very good start there by the Pacers, requiring another 12 runs per over. They actually scored at that particular run rate, 51 for 1, and we in over number 5, and still required another 67 runs for 33 from 33 deliveries. And what we can see at both teams, at the ball being changed, both teams are reassessing the situation and exactly coming up with a plan to see who can be the victorious team at the end of the game. But we must say we in for an exciting, intriguing cricket right here at the National Stadium. And I would say welcome Silverson Warm to the mic.
Yeah, Heron Campbell is not out 30, and Micah Narayan, the veteran, is not out 10. Just at the halfway stage. So they need 67 of 33. Now, that's not necessarily a very big or tall order. It's a little high. But with the required run rate at 12.18, they're still within striking distance because the run rate right now is exactly 12.
Yeah, again, not a bad start there, but by the Pacers all they need to continue along the line, and maybe at the end 1-2 was going to need 12 runs over that. Definitely feel they went in for a victory.
Right. So Lewis is going to continue. The umpire satisfied with a change of ball, and he's going to move in once more to bowl to Micah Narayan, who is lifting that down. No, he must have spilled. Did he spill it? He didn't, right? But they do come back for the second run. Just wondering what happened with Ryan John. Just lost the sight of the ball for a little while.
But I actually thought it was actually good fielding there by John. He actually saved his team 2 runs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Just looked at it again. Just lost the sight of it for a moment. Here once more is Lewis in now and bowled. And Narayan is wrapped on the pad. They go through for a single. He looked a little bit ungainly there. He was looking to pull that maybe through forward square. Ball might have just rushed onto him a little faster than expected. Leg by now confirmed by the umpire. So 1 more to the total, which has gone to 57. 57 for 1. Cinnamon Pacers. They need 64 of 31. Lewis goes back just into his first over. Turns once more. It's got a lovely build for a fast bowler. He's tall and nicely built. Moves in now. Lovely approach. He's there and bowls. And coming forward, pushes the ball is Campbell up to long on. Will get a single rather easily. They just trot the single. So the over comes to an end. 6 overs gone. 5 gone, beg your pardon. Should be 6 overs, should it?
Yeah.
Yeah, five
Yeah,
gone.
actually.
I beg your pardon. So 5 overs gone. It's 58 for 1. 58 for 1. It means that they need to get some 63 from 30 balls. Still within striking distance. So the match right here might well be even Steven.
Yeah, we would say it's even Steven, but at least we think that the Pacers would need at least 2 good overs there to actually feel that any team that have 2 good overs will definitely in for the victory.
Yeah, if it comes down to 15 after for the last one, then it's going to be a very tough one. So these couple of overs coming up, they're pivotal overs, very important overs, and they will want to make sure that they score heavily from it. Here is Laurie Williams. Will move in. He's got a short third man, backward point. There is a deep cover right back on the boundary as he moves in to bowl to Campbell. Here he is now, and Campbell is lifting that straight back past the bowler. They've hustled for 1. They're not going to come back for the second. The return comes into the keeper's end as Lyndon Lawrence, just coming forward, takes the ball. The batsman might have had some thought about the second, then aborted the idea. So 1 more to Campbell has gone to 32. Narayan, who's 12, comes into strike. 59 for 1. Williams once more into his second over. Leans forward, straightens his approach there now and bowls. And Narayan is tugging that down to the deep mid-wicket position. Would get a comfortable single. So 1 more to his total. It's gone to 13. They need to have at least 2 boundaries in this over to at least keep them on the path. Campbell 32 waits for Williams to move in. He's there now and bowls to Campbell. Campbell is driving that up to mid-on, but the skipper placed himself there and the ball was travelling too quickly for the single. Ryan John taking the ball and rubbing it rather vigorously on his trousers, sends it back to Williams. It's going to move in now. The mid-on is brought a little long and brought a little straighter. Here is a delivery that is hit in the air. That's a fine shot. That's 6 runs. Right in front of the commentary booth it has dropped. Lovely blow. Got right under it and lifted it high and handsome. And he hit it very straight indeed. And John, who was feeling there at mid-on, just looked up at it and he knew that it was going to be 6 runs all the way. Lovely hit there by Campbell. He's gone to 38. He's 66 for 1.
Yes, smart batting by Campbell. As he said, he knew that the team needed at least 2 boundaries in it over, and here we had 1 so far. And if he can get another 1, they're actually there and they run it again.
Yes, he's got to get another one here. Here's Williams in now and bowls to Campbell. Campbell hits that down to long to mid wicket. Will get a single. John moving across very quickly. And gee whiz, Campbell was just ambling home, but he seemed to be favouring some little injuries, hopping about now. But I just thought he was going home rather casually. And Ryan John saw the opportunity and hurled the wicket at the non-striker's end, but missed. So, Pacers, 67 for 1. Narayan faces up to Williams, and he is pulling that down to the deep forward square boundary. Fila comes off the boundary, does a good return to the keeper. So the over comes to an end at the end of Williams' over. Well, he's bowled 2 overs for 22, hasn't picked up a wicket, but after 6 overs, it's 68 for 1 Cinnamon Pacers, and they require a further 53 of 24 balls.
Yeah, 53 of 24 balls is evenly, it's not mathematically impossible. And again, we expecting that the Pacers would attack whoever he's bowling from the sea, or the root end, to actually, to be rather competitive in this game. And we can see that Campbell is not 100% fit, and he's a crucial batsman for the Pacers at the moment.
Yes, very, very critical. I don't know if he is having some cramps out there, but physio Mario Christopher, he's just moved out into the middle there, and maybe we'll just check to see if he's okay. He's such a wonderful man, is the physio. Very affable, amicable person, pleasant, congenial individual. So Campbell is 39 of 19, Narayan 14 of 10. So both of them are experienced cricketers, and they'll want to use the experience they have here to calculate this very well and to determine what would be the best approach over the next 4 overs.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely need to have a plan, and they can execute them, but they must select the deliveries that they will want to hit and hit to the boundary for 6 or 4 runs.
Well, Lewis is going to bowl his second over. His first one went for 12, and obviously he's going to use his experience to combat the experience of Narayan and Campbell. Narayan and Campbell. Micah Narayan 14, Campbell is 39. A partnership that has yielded so far 51, which is very good. Here is Lewis, moves in to bowl to Narayan, just pulls away. Just wasn't quite ready, wasn't happy about something. I believe that Ranjan was still setting the field, and Narayan saw that and decided to his advantage he should just pull out of the way. Here once more is Lewis, turns once more from the top of his mark and begins to move in now. Bowls to Narayan, who is flashing outside the off stump, doesn't make contact. That one was far outside the off stump, but he didn't get across, not wide enough to be officially called one. And Lawrence collecting behind the stump. The total remains on 68 for 1. Narayan remains on 14.
Yeah. So far, Narayan needs to get the boundary, balling to the boundary now, so that the Pacers can have a good climax to the over.
Lewis to bowl to Narayan, who is looking to tuck that out on the onside. The ball hits him on the pad as the batsman Campbell really hobbles home. He's favouring a bit of an injury out there, but they get a single. That was a leg by, wasn't it? No, there was no signal. So, as they say in local parlance, my bad. So my humble apology to listeners out there. Humble apology to the umpire. He didn't signal a leg by. Here is Lewis once more in bowls, and he's hitting that in the air. Would the catch be taken down? I thought, man, it dropped. Well, and they will come back for the second run too. That stayed a long time in the air, came down. Well, we thought that he was going to turn it into a catch, and certainly didn't. And the batsmen came back for what would be. They got 3 because it did in fact go into the outfield. So, wow! We've seen a lot of drop catches in the tournament so far. A lot of catches that really should have been taken. Narayan faces up to Lewis. Gets a Yorker. He's bowled him. Leg stump. Push back. Beautiful delivery. Oh, that's the way he used to bowl in the past. It was swift and fast, sinking into the leg stump. And Narayan really couldn't even get out of the way. Had him looking very awkward indeed. And the leg stump had been pushed back. The bails have been scattered all over the place. And so Narayan goes, comprehensively beaten and bowled by a big Yorker. The bowling of Sherman Lewis for 15, and the Cinnamon Pacers, they're 72 for 2, 72 for 2. He goes back. And, well, I guess he played his role.
Yeah, he did actually a good batting there by Narayan, the experienced Narayan. But actually, the team dive into deeper waters, actually required another 14 runs per over for victory. Another 49 of 23 is an uphill task.
It is, and the new batsman in Javed Hazard has come out to join Campbell. And we don't have much time here. Cinnamon Pacers might be saying to themselves, with 72 for 2, it means that 49 more still needed of 20. Mind you, it's not impossible, but it is quite a task now. It's uphill because they've got to score at 14.70. That's why we've been saying how important it is to get a few boundaries. Hazard taps away at the crease, sun gleaming on the back of his bat. In is Lewis now and bowls to Hazard. Hazard is off the back foot and lives that. That's a fine shot. That's a magnificent shot. Over the deep mid wicket. It was short and he rocked under the back foot, got inside the line and hooked it well. Look at that. Look how well he hooked it. It was a lovely bat speed. Everything was well about that shot. And it went soaring over the boundary line. Fine shot. He's gone to 6, 78 for 2.
Yeah, beautiful shot there by Hazard. I did another shot delivered by Lewis and dealt with severely over the mid boundary for 6 runs.
Contrasting in length, that one was short. The one before was right up. Here is Lewis in, balls outside the off stump. And pitched up, looking to drive. Maybe taking his eyes off the ball there. Was the batsman. Over comes to an end. That was Hazard. Over comes to an end. At the end of it, 78 for 2. Hazard is 6. Campbell will take in strike his 42. And the Pacers, well, they need 43 of 18.
Yeah, 43 of 18. Actually, it would be a very crucial over for the Pacers. They need to at least attack whoever is bowling from the next end to ensure they get at least, we're looking for at least anything between 15 and 20 runs per over. Will definitely feel comfortable from thereafter.
Lewis won for 22 of 2. Williams, similar, didn't get a wicket. None for 22 of 2. So, Alex Moses seems to be the new bowler. And Ryan John is talking to him quite earnestly, making sure that the young man gets all the instructions that are needed, making sure that the field is placed quite strategically. And here is Moses, would move into bowl to Campbell. He's there now, and Campbell is lifting that fine shot, 6 runs. Beautiful shot. It was pitched up. Might have been just a little bit of bottom hand into it and a little bit of inward movement. Let's look at it. Just a little bit of inward movement. And he came forward and lifted it well, beautifully adorned. 6 runs. He is now gone on to 48. Here once more is Moses in now and bowls to Campbell. Campbell is pulling that down to the long on position. Would get a comfortable single. John Olive comes off the boundary, sends the return back to the bowler. They get 1. Campbell inches to 49. Hazard, who is 6 off 2 balls, looks around. Did a little bit of bat spinning a while ago, and here once more is Moses in bright sunshine. He's there now and bowls to Hazard. Hazard is bowled. Beautiful delivery, right up, and the off stump is interfered with, and the bails affected in the process. That went between bat and pad, and the off stump knocked back. So they've lost another wicket as Javed Hazard comprehensively bowled by Alex Moses for 6, and the Cinnamon Pacers, they're now gone to 85 for 3.
Yeah, 85 for 3. Again, you can see that it was a nice change of length there by the bowler Moses, and actually batsman swing across the line, and when he missed, the bowler hit, and another good bowling there by Moses.
The Pacers went into a little huddle, little family affair, so to speak, if you want to put it that way, because they like a family team when they play together. Of course, some of these players hail from, not all from the same parish per se, but they've played quite a lot with one another. Moses would get ready to bowl to Peters, the new batsman. 85 for 3. He moves in now and bowls to Peters. Peters is hitting that in the air. That's going to go a long way. That's a huge hit. Wonderful shot. John Olive there at long on just looked at it as it went by in a rather sad manner. But of course, the batsman Kenroy Peters was so happy with the shot that he got in there. He hit the ball so well and so clean. 6 runs. He's gone to 691 for 3.
Yeah, good batting there by Peters.
Moses again in now. Most to Peters. Peters is lifting that. That's in the air. I think he has sufficient legs. 6 more. Beautiful shot. It was pitched up, got the treatment it deserved, and this time it went in the contrasting distance. It was area rather. It was over long on at first. This one over long off. Both with the same result. 6. 2 sixes in 2 balls.
Yeah, the batsman's going after him, and Moses keep on putting the ball in the slot there, and with the strength of Peters, I think we were expecting a very huge over there. We have 2 for 19 in the first 5 deliveries.
Well, they need 24 of 13. Moses moves in now and bowls to Peters. No, he stops. Goes back. Probably not quite happy with his approach to the wicket. This is going to be the final delivery in this over. Would he be on target? Would he bowl a dot ball? Or will Peters hammer him somewhere across the boundary line? Shot outside the arm stump. Takes the outer edge of the bat. Goes down to third man. Goes all the way. That's 4 runs. That's not where he wanted to hit it. But he peeled off the bat as he threw the kitchen sink at it. And it was airborne for some time. So the 100 coming up. 52 deliveries. 38 minutes. 7 4s. 7 6s. In the process of getting there. And the Cinnamon Pacers, the 101 for 3, 101 for 3, highly productive over there for the Pacers.
Yeah, we were looking for a huge over and actually got 23 there from the Cinnamon Pacers, and they scored now 101 for 3, and still recorded 20 runs from 12 deliveries.
Right, 20 from 12 at exactly 10 runs per over.
Yeah,
that they've got to go. Well, it's not the most difficult thing in the world, but they would need to get maybe about 13, 14 from this one.
Yeah, at least, but we have the experience around John again. He knows when to bowl in difficult situations. He's a very smart captain.
Yeah, well, could he do something special in terms of his wisdom of the game, his experience, and of course his what should be described as astute leadership? Or will Heron Campbell here at 49 do something special? John is in now to Campbell. Campbell is tugging that down to the deep mid-wicket position. Will get a comfortable single. You could see him still, I did say comfortable, but maybe not quite, from the context that he's hobbling about a bit. But 1 to him, he is now gone on to 50. So his 50 coming off 23 balls, 39 minutes, 4 4s, 3 6s. And his scoring rate 217, which is pretty good. John making adjustments to his field. He's sending the square leg back down to the deep square boundary, and then he's going to bring the long off inside the circle. So it's a free hit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, we just didn't pick up there was a no ball, so yeah, it's a free hit now. But it's interesting. Here he comes in once more, in and bowls, and to this delivery he's pulling outside the leg stump, looking to cart that through the offside. Doesn't make contact, and Lawrence collects behind the stumps.
Yeah, I think again good bowling there by John. Actually giving a free hit, but I think John would want to continue along this line and get an impressive over for his team.
So 103 for 3. Campbell is 50. Peters 16. Taps away at the crease. Here once more is John. In now and bowls, and he's having a big swish at a short rising delivery. And the ball goes into the gloves of Lawrence. So, well, it's been a good over so far by Ryan John. Again, he's using his skill and experience very well.
Yeah, I think Campbell wants Peters to get off the strike. He wants a bit of John.
I know. Wow, so this is pressure now. 18 of 10. John is in and bowls. Fast delivery. A little bit wide. Yorker-like. Outside the off stump. Doesn't make contact. Lawrence collects behind the stumps. Oh, so we've had some dot balls here.
3 consecutive dot balls there.
That's not good for Cinnamon Pacers. You can see Campbell pacing at the non-striker's end. Turning once more is John from the far end in bright sunshine with past the umpire now. He's there and balls outside the off stump, another dot ball. Peters had a big swish at that one. Didn't make contact. Ball, the ball just short of a length. And he was looking to cart that through the offside, just carve it through the offside. Didn't make contact as Lawrence collected behind the stumps.
Campbell is pleading, get off the strike. He's begging to getting Peters to get off the strike.
Oh, he's been having some big shots and he's not been connecting at all. Peters waits as John comes in and bowls, and he is hitting that in the air. Somebody's going after it. 3 fielders going after it. Will it go all the way? Drops just inside. Will be pulled back. They will come back for what would be the second run. The return comes into the keeper. That stayed a long time in the air, and 3 fielders were going after it and dropped in the middle of all 3 of them and almost get over the boundary line, and the batsman had time to cross for 2. So 2 more to Peters has gone to 18, and the total has gone to 105 for 3.
Yeah, 105 for 3 so far. We have seen 5 deliveries by Ryan John, and it's only 3 runs from the over. So far, very good bowling there by the experienced Ryan John yet again.
Yeah, they require 16 of 7. It's still possible, but something productive will have to come off this last delivery of Ryan John. Peters is still taking strike. He's on 18 as John brings in the third man inside the circle. The long off is pushed right back on the boundary. Long on is right back on the boundary. Then there is a deep mid wicket and a sweeper on the offside. Oh, those are the fielders right back on the boundary. Here is John in now and bowls, and he's tugging that down to the fine leg area. Does this have sufficient leg to go over the boundary line? No, they pull it back just inside and will come back for the second run. So they get 2 with the last delivery of that over. So Peters has gone to 20. Campbell will be taking strike. He's exactly 50. It's 107 for 3. 107 for 3. And by Jove, they need 14 of the final 6. 14 of the final 6. This might turn out to be a rather nervy Tanti-Merle situation here at the National Stadium. Can they get it? Well, it'll be left to Campbell and Peters to see whether they can bring the Cinnamon safely home, while Saffron strikers, well, they'll be thinking differently.
Yeah, definitely. I think both teams think they're in for a victory here. We must see that we must see that Ryan John bowler a very impressive previous over, and hence the reason that the team is still recorded of 14 runs from the 6 deliveries. But with the experience here in Campbell, I think he would think that he would actually attack the new bowler and see how much he can get in it over.
Yeah, the other thing though is that Campbell is hobbling a bit. He's limping around. He obviously is carrying an injury that may just impede him a bit. The required run rate, as you would realize, if you're not very mathematically strong as I am, of course, 14 required of the last 6 would be bowled by John Olive. He's moving in to bowl to Campbell. Well, he started, stop. John is right back on the boundary at long on, just in case. As he moves in, they Olive in and bowls to Campbell. Campbell is hitting that down to the mid-wicket area. They've gone for one. They will come back for the second. It may not go all the way. Yes, it does. It goes all the way. The ball just limping over the boundary. It was going to be touch and go, and just managed to go over there. And so he got 4. Well, that will be 4 welcoming run there for Kenroy Peters and the Pacers. 111 for 3. So it means now that 10 runs needed of 5 legal deliveries. You don't want to bowl a wide, neither would you want to bowl a no ball. This is very tight cricket here. Everybody's got to keep their nerves rather steady. John Olive moves in. He is an experienced cricketer, and he is going to bowl now to Campbell. There he is, bowl to Campbell. Campbell is lifting that in the air. Somebody's going to take the catch. John takes the catch. So Ryan John down at long on takes the catch, and so Campbell will have to go. Caught down on the long on boundary. There's somebody in the commentary booth here celebrating. Can't tell you who it is, but whatever the case is, that dismissal has just gone. So Peters remains there. He's 20. Well, there's still some little bit of hope there. Campbell has gone for 54. 111 for 4. 111 for 4. But this game is still open. You need 10 from 4.
Yeah, 10, right. Really exciting, nail-biting finish here for another game with the strikers. But again, I think 10 runs from 4 deliveries, just two boundaries, 2 sixes, and definitely victory for the Signal bases.
You make that sound so easy. Oh, well, quite a bit of pressure there. Javel St. Paul has joined Kenny Peters. Wow, this is a wow game. And I think the amount of deliveries that Peters had missed in the penultimate over,
Yeah.
that may just turn out to be quite critical.
Yeah, I agree. I tend to agree with you Warm, on this. But this is a very also important ball for the strikers. If we can have maybe a 2 or a boundary there, you become easy pickings for the Cinnamon Pacers.
Yes, well, Javel St. Paul will face up, and it's going to be John Olive. John is calling in the backward point fielder. He's going to put him right on the circle. The extra cover fielder is put right down to backward point. So they're just basically exchanging position, so to speak. Here once more is Olive. Well, St. Paul wasn't quite ready. Pulled away. Did the right thing. The umpire just signaled that that's a dead ball. So there is a short third man. A deep backward point. There's a sweeper on the cover boundary and extra cover on a long off. Here's Olive in now and bowls, and that's hit down the ground. It's going to be taken by John. John won't drop that at all. So he goes. St. Paul, the first delivery he has faced. St. Paul goes. Caught by Ryan John down on the long off boundary. He's gone without scoring. Cinnamon Pacers, they're falling apart here. It's 111 for 5.
Yeah, 111 for 5 again. Another good delivery there by John Olive. A slow delivery, and St. Paul is looking to hit that for 6 runs, and it was caught in the by the safe hands of Ryan John.
So he's picked up 2 catches successfully and successively.
Yeah.
Is Ryan John. He's placed himself down there. You've got to be very important. It's got to be very important. Of course, when the field is being set, the right players must be in the right places, and he certainly is in the right place. Here is John Olive in now, and bowls to Peters. Peters is tugging the ball down to mid-wicket. They've gone for 1. They're coming back for the second. They've got to hurry. The return goes in. He's gone. Run out, Peters. Oh, it was a lovely return. Pinpoint accuracy. And Lyndon Lawrence didn't have to do a whole lot. He stood up there and was beckoning the ball to come to him. He said, come baby, come baby. Went into his grasp and very easily. Let's look at the return. It was a good one. Beautiful. And he didn't have to do a whole lot. Plucked the bails off, and so he had to go. So Peters run out by a beautiful throw by Laurie Williams. He's gone for 21, 112 for 6, and the required 10 from 3. Is that 10 from 3?
10 from 2.
10 from 2, sorry.
10 from 2.
10 from 2. So, except there is a 6 in this one, or there might be a no ball and something untoward happens, it looks very much as though Saffron strikers might just walk home for victory here. Chat Charles and Ken Matherin. Well, these are the two that will have to do something special. Matherin takes strike. Here is Olive in and bowls, and he gets that over the third man area. That might be 4. Yes, 4 runs. That's not where he wanted to hit it, but it inadvertently peeled off the outside edge, went over the third man, the head of the third man fielder who was in the circle, and it went down to the boundary for 4. In fact, just a 1 bounce over the boundary line.
So we need a 6 in the final delivery.
Yes.
The Pacers need a 6.
Yes.
Can we get a 6?
They require 5 of 1. Well, they can't bowl a no ball. Please, they're saying, I'm sure. Yeah, here, John. I'm sure you heard it. He's saying, just relax. John Olive moves in now to bowl to Matherin, who to this delivery is getting a wayward delivery outside the off stump wide, confirmed by the umpire. Oh, that's anticlimactic. So 4 needed?
Yeah, 4 needed.
4 needed of the last ball. Now, if they get 3, the match will be tied.
Yeah.
John Olive, you cannot commit a capital felony now. You can't do that. You won't be forgiven at all. 2 for 10 so far in his single over. Moves in now to bowl to Matherin. Here he is and balls outside the yard stump. He's going to be caught. No, he's dropped, but he's caught. Taken on the second attempt. Oh my golly. So tell you what, the game has been won by Saffron strikers. It looked as though it was going to be parried out of his hand, and he had sufficient effort and real sufficient frame of mind to remain cool, and in the end took it on the second attempt. So, well, a victory here for Saffron strikers. They have won this game, and 117 for 7, 117 for 7. That's the final score, and which means that they win by 4 runs.
Yeah, good victory there for the strikers, and they actually booked their place into the semi-finals. They are short of a place in the semi-finals.
Well. I think that this was a lovely game, and the better team today won. And let's take the opportunity here to go and give you some details about the scorecard. Well, for Cinnamon Pacers, the batting, Arthur Nares didn't come off this time. He was caught. John Olive of the bowling of Brian John. He went for 9, 2 fours in his innings of 9. Hiran Campbell, I must admit, played a handsome role before he was caught by Ryan John of the bowling of Olive for 54, 25 balls, 5 fours and 3 sixes. Really batted very well. Micah Narayan hit 15 of 13 balls before he was bowled by Lewis. Javed Hazard was bowled by Moses for 6. That's Kenny Peters. Run out. Yes, run out for 21. Mikel Joseph doing services there, went for 21. Faced just 10 balls, hit 2 sixes and 1 4. Well, then Javal St. Paul caught Ryan John of the bowling of John Olive. He didn't score. Chat Charles, not out, no score, didn't face a ball. Ken Matherin caught St. Hilaire of the bowling of John Olive for 4, and Will Williams not out, no score. So the Cinnamon Pacers, 117 for 7, 117 for 7. Let's look a little bit here at the bowling figures for Saffron strikers. Ken Charles, none for 28 of 2. Ryan John bowled very well, rather economical, 1 for 11 of 2. Laurie Williams had none for 22 of 2. Shaman Lewis, a little bit disappointing, 1 for 22 of 2. Alex Moses, 1 for 23 of 1. And John Olive, who came and steadied the ship and brought the Saffron strikers home, bowled 1 over and picked up 3 for 10. So the Cinnamon Pacers, they've won this game. They've won by 3 runs, and I think they deserve to win it. But you know what? Cricket in the end still won because it was an exciting match.
Yeah, very exciting match, and we must see that's what T10 brings, and that's what the Spice T10 Dream11 Spice T10 brings to you. And this is rather exciting cricket. and we in for a next game at 2 o'clock, and I must say both teams played well, but only one team came out victorious.
Right, so let's just fill you in with that last final match that we've got coming up here. It's going to be at 2 o'clock, so that's not very far from now. Bayleaf Blasters will be coming up against Clove Challengers. Bayleaf Blasters against Clove Challengers. And so the news is that Saffron Strikers, they've won by 3 runs. We await the next match, which is the final one for today. Bayleaf Blasters against Clove Challengers. When that match is just about getting ready to begin, we'll be back here at the National Stadium to bring you the broadcast.